so tired. Not even gonna lie. I am eepy, but it's okay. I have egg salad and everything's fine. Hello. Oh, bonk. Hello, Kilia senpai. Good morning, everyone. How did everybody sleep? Another egg? Yeah, I love eggs. I just have the rest of my egg salad from yesterday. It's good egg salad. I mean, it always has. I've made egg salad a few times before, but this is like one of the few times where it actually came out really, really good. I don't know what I particularly did different, but it's boppin' egg salad. What's sleep? My favorite thing in the entire world that I wish I could have more of all the time. I mean, I slept for like 12 hours yesterday, and today I have a lot of work to do. So, yeah. That's because I was lazy yesterday. So I gotta stop being lazy. Well, I wasn't lazy yesterday. I was lazy as far as working on stuff goes. But I had a fun day. I went out, I rolled around. That's really all I did, if I'm being honest. I played Arknights. And, yeah, and roller skated. And cooked some egg salad. I had a very chill day yesterday. Today is gonna be a bit more, not like, you know, less chill. I'm still gonna be chill, but body would feel lethargic after that. Yeah, but I just love sleep so much, you know? Egg salad. Oh. Yep, still tastes good. You went outside and lived to tell about it? Barely, but I did. Man, I wish I lived in a place where, like, I wonder if there are any cities, though, where just everyone roller skates. Why can we not just have, like, I don't know, everyone just have roller skates? No more cars, we all just roller skate everywhere. Think about how fun and healthy that would be for the entire human race. Like, I wish I lived in a place where the roads were smoother, because the roads that I'm going on are unfortunately not. And I don't like, while I am not like a totally like horrible roller skater, I don't live hard, die fast, you know? I tend to keep myself safe, so I don't go like super duper fast. And I also, you know, every once in a while I just like fall straight forward and hurt myself. So I take it slow. Now the problem is when you do that is that if you go on the sidewalk when you're roller skating slowly, like with four wheels, you get stuck in between the concrete. And so that's dangerous, so you can only go fast. And, well, I can't go fast, so I decide, okay, I'll go on the road. But the road is grainy, and so it's just vibrating my entire body while I'm, like, trying to roller skate. And so that's why by the time I got back, like, my legs were completely numb, and I just face planted, like, in my driveway. Yeah. Blaze so cute. Wow. No, Killia cute. It'll be slippery when it rains. That's true. I guess it would be slippery. Yeah. There should just be rain days. No one goes outside when it's raining. That's new government decree. When it's raining, don't go outside. Hello. Welcome in. Sounds like quite an adventure. Just a little bit of an adventure, yeah. I went to the convenience store. I got gummies, and beef jerky, and like a body armor. And that's it. Yeah. Hate rain, hate water. I mean, I don't hate the rain. I actually quite like the rain. I think when it rains, it's very... I like the smell. Body armor? Yeah, it's like a juice. I tried a new one. I tried the strawberry banana one. I don't like that as much as the fruit one, so I'm gonna have to go back and get a fruit one next time. I like to sip them slowly. They're like... They're sports drinks, but they have a lot of sugar in them, so they're still not really, like, that good for you, but it's, like, one of the few ways I get, like, electrolyte coconut water vitamin stuff, so... No, not actual body armor. Yeah, I found a full piece of gladiatorial armor inside of the 7-Eleven. That would be something for them to sell. They haven't started yet. I'm gonna make a petition. We should all sign it. Petition for 7-Eleven to sell armor and only armor. 7-Eleven, I wouldn't be surprised. What's the wildest thing? Has anyone ever found like something really strange being sold inside of a gas station? I have. It was a while ago while I was traveling, but there was a gas station, I don't even know where in the middle of what it was, but they sold, like, apparently Chicago style, like, subs or something, and mind you, we were nowhere near Chicago. So, yeah, they turned out not to be very good. But yeah, it was a wild road trip. Nice to meet you again. Hello again. The one for kids or Halloween? What? What's for kids? Armor? Body armor? Armor is not for children. Children should not go to war. Don't put your kids in armor. Don't do that. I feel like, well, most armor would be way too heavy for a child. I mean, regular metal armor is very, very heavy. Hey, don't do that. Why not? They would look so cute. Say that to squires! Aw, man. They go to school. True. Child soldiers, why not? Aw, man, let's not get YouTube on me. No child soldiers, we don't believe in that. No. I think kids just need a good mind. All people just need a good mind and a good attitude. And that's really all you need in the world. If you have a good mind and a good attitude, then you can accomplish quite a lot. They're already under training with the heavy backpacks they have. True. I never had a heavy backpack. I was always the type that I just kind of chilled. Yeah, I never really was much of a... I mean, like, I studied like I was supposed to, obviously. I studied for what I was supposed to study for, but other than that... That's why all my basic courses are failing, you know? I only really studied to be a healer, but not how to add. In my defense, adding did not seem as important back when I still lived in the peaks, so... Now I need math, it's ridiculous! I can't fix my problems with my fists anymore! It's unfortunate. Tisk. Can't just stab people anymore. Gotta add. Cry. Who needs to add when you have a cool twin blade? I mean, that's what I keep telling them, but... Last time I got put in holding. No, I've actually never been arrested before. I've never even been inside of a police station. Now I think about it. Never been inside a police station, and I'd never been inside of a hospital, until like right before joining AN. which was when I had my first possibly pancreatitis, possibly stuck fart, part 1. I don't know. It's making me question everything. Too clever for the popo? Yeah. The only reason I've really never been inside of them is because I've never been caught. No, but really, okay, speaking of that whole event, so, allow me to share with all of you guys my experience and why I wound up going to the hospital in the first place. So, shortly before debut, I had a really, really bad pain in my upper abdomen, and it was right under my left rib, and so I went to an urgent care. And at the urgent care, they were like, your pancreas is 4 centimeters, what's the word? I was gonna say, like, expanded, inflamed. So my pancreas was inflamed. And they gave me medicine, and then the pain eventually went away, right? They did a whole scan while I was there at the urgent care, which is different than an emergency room. An urgent care is not an emergency room. But I went to the urgent care first because it's cheaper. And so I went there, and they were like, yeah, bro, you should go to the hospital. Like, yeah, you're out of pain right now because we gave you medicine, but you need to go to the hospital because if it is acute pancreatitis, you could die. And I was like, fun! So I went to the hospital. And then, 10 hours later, basically came back to me and said, we don't know what happened. Everything looks fine. All of your liver enzymes are normal. All of your levels are normal. You just, I don't know, your pancreas went hello. And we don't see any, like, proof of it being inflamed. And I'm like, okay. And I went home. Yeah. It was a horrible experience because I had to get needles in both of my arms. So I don't really like needles. I had to get the needle first so they could give me the medicine at the urgent care. And then because I wasn't taking an ambulance to the hospital, they had to take it out because they can't just let me walk out with a needle in my arm. So I had to then go to the hospital and get it in my other arm. So I was already a very not happy camper. Yeah. Yeah. And so basically the other morning when I woke up and, you know, that same pain felt like that, well, and I mean, like, by the way, when I say this is painful, I don't mean, like, when I say a painful stuck fart, I don't mean, like, I'm, like, sitting on the toilet, like, oh, man, you know, I could get up and get around, but I just really need to, I need to pop this one out, you know? No, like, you can't stand up. Like, it is so painful in the upper part, it was so painful in the upper part of my body that if I stood up, I would immediately get dizzy and nauseous, and it was just so much pain that my legs were weak, and I was like, are you kidding me right now? I was like, I don't really want to go back to the hospital. This is not fun. But I was like, okay, I need to go back to the hospital because they told me if I'm in pain again to go back to the hospital. So I went back to the hospital and I was sitting down and I was just waiting and waiting and waiting and I was in pain and in pain and in pain. And then eventually it just stopped. All of a sudden, I was no longer in pain. And I told them that and they're like, we haven't even given you any medicine yet. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It just went away. And at the time, I also still had, like, my fever and everything. I still had a fever and, like, my mild cough and cold. But I think, again, I just had, like, a head cold. So not only, like, did I have that, like, that sudden pain, I was also just, like, sick. And so I spent, like, I mean, I guess I was in the best place in the world to, like, be sick, which was in the hospital. But, yeah, I was just sitting there with my funky dunky needle in my arm. Or, well, it's a tube. It's not a needle. They take the needle out eventually. The tube just stays in your arm in case they need to give you anything. And so I just sat in there, like, I was, like, reclined in a chair, and I looked like a sick Victorian child dying. Because I rarely get fevers, so when I do, like, I cannot handle it at all. And so I was out of pain in one place. But then in the other place, I was not. I was like, now I have just a really bad fever and I want to go home. But the nurses were really nice to me, and I even made friends with another girl that was there. She had to get her gallbladder removed. She was also not having a good time. But we made friends. Yeah, I chatted with the people in the hospital. I held some guy's hand. I held a guy's hand. He got nervous, because he had to get a needle. This was, like, by the way, like, some dude that was probably, like, twice my age. And I could see it in his eyes, and I just kind of looked at him, and I just held my hand out, and I was like, do you want to hold my hand? And he did, and it was such an interesting, yeah, hand holding at the hospital. When I don't feel good for whatever reason, I become very interested in other people feeling better. Well, in general, I like taking care of people. I like taking care of people in general. And so, can you hold my hand? Only if you're getting a needle shoved in your arm, sure. You gotta pick. You can get the hand holding, but you gotta get the needle. But I like taking care of people, and so I was just kind of like chilling at the hospital. I was like, just like, and then eventually like my fever got worse, so I had to like actually like sit down and like just stay in my place. But I was trying to like focus on other things, because at that point my stomach had been hurting still, so I was just trying to like focus otherwise. Good morning. Yeah, the exact same. Your intestine coiled around itself and was entirely blocked. That's horrible. Remember having to go to the hospital late night as a child because I had extreme abdominal pain. I was just super constipated. Yeah, but here's the thing, right? So after all that, like, what they assumed was then like just a really, like a stuck fart, like it was gastral stuff. I had no diarrhea. Like, just straight up honest, like, everything after that was completely normal. So I was like, why was my stomach all like screaming at me if it wasn't even gonna be weird afterwards? Like, it literally, I don't know what happened. My body just suddenly like went, ah! And then it stopped. It said, my bad. Good time to walk into the stream. How are you now? I'm good. Yeah, no, I was talking about my little hospital trip for a stuck painful fart that, in my defense, I thought was pancreatitis. I was about to go to the hospital, turned out it was just trapped gas. Yeah, but I mean, like, the doctor was like, no, it's okay. There's a lot of stuff that happens in that area of your body, and if one thing is messed up in your digestive system, then everything can be messed up. So even though we're all laughing, like, right now that, haha, you came because you have a stuck fart, it could have been, like, something more hurtful. So he was like, no, it's good that you came either way. I also, like, when I'm under stress, I tend to behave in a very direct manner. So when the guy, like, yeah, it shares a symptom with many things. Like, so it was hard to tell. But the doctor was like, when he walked in to talk to me in my little room, I ran down the list of things so fast, of everything. I was like, hello, yes, I've been experiencing this. He walked in and out, he was like, what seems to be going on today? And I was like, hi, I've been experiencing pain for the last 2 hours. I haven't eaten in over 10 hours. The last thing I ate was a slice of pizza. I have extreme pain in my upper abdominal area that's right under my rib cage and it's extending to both sides of it. I think it might be acute pancreatitis. Last time I was at the hospital, I was 4 centimeters inflamed and they gave me medicine and it went away and they don't know what happened. And the doctor, like, didn't even get a word out. He just, like, he went, seems you understand, and then, like, checked out in with the nurse and then walked out. Like, I was just like, doctor, this is what's happening. And he was like, I confer. Like, he was like, yeah, sounds like what you're saying might be true. True story, bro. Yeah, but I mean, like, it's like, I don't like to waste time. And I was just like, I already knew what he was gonna ask me, you know? I was like, yeah, I already knew how the situation was going to go. Hello, fellow medic, how do you do? Yeah, pretty much. I was like, you know, I just want to get this over with. Good talk, that'll be $250. Oh, it'll be way more than $250. That is the one thing. That is the one thing that these are very expensive visits, but luckily I have very good insurance. So I have very good insurance, so I do not have to worry. I am not going into any medical debt for now. I'm not going into any medical debt, so I'm allowed to be stupid like this, basically. Yeah, they do. And the same thing, especially when you're in severe pain and just want to fix it. Yeah, like the first time I went to the hospital for it, I was in so much pain. Like, okay, hear me out. Like, I refuse to take pain meds or do anything most of the time. I usually just hunker down and work through the pain. Like, me in pain, I don't like medication. And so I'm like, no, I'm gonna tough it out. And if I can't get over it naturally, then boo-hoo. Every once in a while, if it's bad enough, I'll take like medicine, but very, very, very rarely. I tend to stick it through. And so I was in so much pain that first time. I'd never felt pain like that before. So one, I was like freaking out because I would never felt that much pain inside of my body. So it was like, I was like, I gotta go to the hospital, and I never want to go to the hospital, mostly because I'm like, I know that if I go to the hospital, they're gonna stick me with needles. But, you know, when I went, I was like, to the guy, I was like, hey, I'm gonna like cuss, but it's not gonna be like at you. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I'm not gonna cuss at you. Like, I am going to cuss though when you put this needle in my arm because it's scaring me. And I don't like it, but I need to get this over with, so just, you know, stick it in. And so, yeah, he did. He just shoved this needle in my arm, and I was just, like, staring up at the ceiling, because I was, like, on, like, the table bed thing that they have, and I was just, like, I just remember he was, like, he was doing it, and I just went, fuck, this is gonna cost me so much fucking money, are you fucking kidding me? And then he just started like laughing, and then he was like, please never do that again. And I'm like, huh? And he's like, you like made me like chuckle, and I have a needle in my hand, like don't do that. And I'm like, sorry, when I get really nervous, I'm a comedian. Like I even in the hospital, because I was really nervous to be there with because of the needles and all the sick people, I was just like joking with everyone. Like the nurse, this second time that I went in just the other day, he started he put the IV fluid in for me, and I just looked up at him and I'm like, am I gonna turn into Captain America? And he was like, what are you doing here? Why are you asking me this? Cause like for me it's like laughter is the best medicine, and it's like the only way for me to like I become very sarcastic. And yeah, Giggly Blaze, I wonder if they thought I was high? No. I was just being silly. And I was like, you know, yeah. But I was also being a little snarky too, every once in a while, because like, you know, they kept me there longer than I would have liked. And so, sometimes I was a little snarky too. I was like, oh no, good thing I'm not dying. Good thing I don't need that medicine I've been waiting like 2 hours for. Luckily I was out of pain, because otherwise they would have given me morphine. And I was like, I'm good. I don't really want that medicine, so... Can't stand needles. Every time I get my blood taken, I get dizzy. I had a time where I did pass out because I was dehydrated. Aw, man. I like... I don't pass out for needles, but as a kid, they did have to hold my legs down because I would like kick the doctors. I've never been a fan of needles. Yeah. Yeah, I popped doctors in the balls My mom always had to warn them. She's like, we gotta hold this one down. It's not gonna go well. I was a fighter. Don't feel too bad. I've actually acted worse, but eventually became more calm. Only ever been dehydrated once. Thank you for the gifted subs. Subs. This is not Twitch. Why do I say subs every single time? Oh my god. I don't even watch Twitch streamers. Why is this Twitch? It's not Twitch. Thank you for the gifted memberships. Everyone say thank you if you can. Needles are extremely scary. I'd rather go for amputation. No amputation. Let's go get the hype train. No. No, yeah. Not fun. Don't like hospital at all. Don't like hospital at all. So what is everyone eating? I'm still like kind of just slightly dining on my egg salad. I have like a little spoon and I'm taking little bites. You're eating water? Me too. Pancakes. Ooh, what kind? Are they just regular pancakes? Like buttermilk? Has anyone also... anyone ever had like it's so weird when the IV is in your arm. Because it's so cold when the fluid goes in. It makes you shiver and everything. French toast. Apple. T-bone steak. I guess dinner time. Me and my friend's homemade banana bread. Nice, nice. Chef Boyardee. Eating a pulled pork sandwich. Oh, that is really good. Still waking up. Good morning. Vanilla extract, cinnamon, and cranberries. Oh, nice. Nice, nice. Peanut butter sandwich. Yummy, yummy. A lot of different foods. Aw, man. I really like French toast. I haven't had a good French toast in a while. There's, like, some breads that you can really, like... I've only made French toast out of 3 different breads. I've made it out of, I made it out of, like, regular white bread. I've made it out of, like, what's the bread? Brioche, yeah. And then, it's this very specific bread that, it's, like, Hebrew, I think. I think it's called, wait. What is it called? Challah. Yeah, I've made French toast out of all of those sorts of breads before too. The challah, it was because I got it from somebody else. And I was like, okay, sure, why not? I'll make it out of this bread. And then it was actually really good. Do you cook, and how do I rate my cooking? I do cook. I would say I rate my cooking like a 7 out of 10. Because I still can mess things up, and I don't know, like, complicated dishes, but I could definitely cook a lot more than people would think. I buy a loaf of French bread solely for garlic toast and French toast. Nice. Nice. I have like a waffle maker that makes things in the shape of a heart. It's super cute. I've only made waffles a few times though, because waffle makers are just hard to clean. And so they make me like, I don't know. I don't like stuff that isn't easy. I gotta get out of that habit though. Making breaded pan-fried chicken breasts in a few hours. Chicken nugget. Learn how to make pancakes with just leftover bread once. Nice, nice. My favorite dish to make for myself as a guilty pleasure. Mozzarella sticks? I like making mozzarella sticks. I've made those every once in a while. Either mozzarella sticks or cream cheese wontons. I like making those. They're hard to make because of all the oil, but and they take a long time to prepare, but yogurt parfait. I've never been a fan of yogurt. Yeah, never been much of a yogurt girl. Every once in a while, see there's, oh wait, okay, there was one more thing I wanted to talk about the hospital, which was just that I had not eaten in like 10-12 hours when I got there, and then they didn't let me eat for 10 more hours, and then I couldn't drink any water either. And when I got out, like, I asked them, I was like, hi, sometimes every once in a while my blood sugar behaves irregularly. Can I have, like, a juice or something so I can go home? Because if I don't, I might pass out on my way home. And they were like, yeah, sure. And they gave me this, like, apple juice that was in a cup. Like, you just, like, tore off the top and you drank it. Like, it wasn't a juice box. It wasn't in a juice box. It was just in, like, in a plastic cup. And that was the best apple juice I've ever had in my life. It was actually, like, 100% natural apple juice, too. I even read the ingredients. And it was, like, actually, absolutely, like, it was the best apple juice I've ever had in my life. I took a picture of it. And I'm going to try to, like, I might wind up buying just a crate of them and then shoving them in my fridge. Like, I don't care. I will pay for 48 little apple juices and put them in my fridge because I am quirky like that, and I like apple juice, and that was smacking good apple juice. And I'm very particular on apple juice. Did I fast before going to the hospital because it was required? No, I just slept, like, so I went to bed and then I woke up like that, so I just hadn't eaten in, like, 8 or 10 hours. And then I just couldn't eat while I was there because I had to fast while I was there, so. What's the brand name? Thirsters? Yeah. Hospitals are scary, especially the bill if you have no insurance. Yeah, hospitals are pretty wild. There was this one French red wine that I actually enjoyed years ago, but I can't recall the name. Same with this mango wine from Chile. Sad. Man. Yeah, I don't really usually get, like, stuck to brand stuff, but every once in a while there are specific brands that I really, really like. Like, for example, the cream cheese that I really like the most is actually, like, the whipped Great Value cream cheese. I don't really care for any of the, like, that, like, I actually really like that cream cheese. And, like, Velveeta mac and cheese is my favorite mac and cheese. So sometimes there are, like, specific brands that I like, but usually I'm not too picky. Yeah. Not so fancy. Nah, I'm not an expensive girl. I don't have expensive tastes. Honestly, like, I get more entertainment out of, like, little dumb shit than I do, like, actual expensive shit. Like, honestly. I have this ball. Okay. I have this ball that, like, I got at a Goodwill, but I'd seen it only in doctor's offices before, and it's like they leave it out for kids. Okay, and it's this ball that has a bunch of different pathways inside of it, and there's a little metal ball in it. Like, there's a little, like, tiny little metal marble ball inside, and you have to move the big ball around to guide the little ball, like, on the track so you can get it to, like, around and around inside the ball into a certain hole. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? But I have one of those, and it's my favorite it's my favorite. It's I have, yeah. Yeah, the 3D maze puzzle, Like an intelligent test? I mean, kind of it is, yeah. You must pass the test to fight the doctor. Yeah, the labyrinth puzzle ball. Puzzle ball? Yeah, I have one of those. And it's real fun. I remember I used to play with that for so long. I would just like sit and I would just play with it. I beat it so many times that I got bored of it. Because I got really, really fast, and so I was like, no, I'm bored. If available, I'll ask the doctor if I can get a candy treat. I don't care if I'm an adult candy. No, yeah, me too. Aside from apple juice, are you a buy it when you need it or buy it in bulk so I worry about it later? It really depends. I buy in bulk some things, but other things it is buy it when I need it, because I also don't really like eating too many things the same. So like, for example, I can't get like a bundle of bananas because I will only eat like 1 or 2 of the bananas, and then I will not want to eat the rest of the bananas. So I can't really buy in bulk very often because I just wind up not eating it. When it's like cans or drinks or stuff though, I will. Like I tend to buy cans of stuff in bulk. So like if it's like a canned coffee or a canned drink that I like in general. Why though? I don't know. I really don't like eating like the same thing every single day. It like drives my brain insane and it makes me not want to eat. So I have to like, I don't know. I have to have like brain stimulation like a creature. Like, you know, like it's mental stimulation to have, it's mentally stimulating to have different kinds of food. So I have to, otherwise my small monkey brain goes crazy. Make the rest of the bananas in a banana cake. I've never had a banana cake. Used to eat so much Cinnamon Toast Crunch that I actually started to hate the taste, so I understand. Yeah. I've never, like, gotten anything where I've hated the taste. I don't even think there's anything that I ever, like, ate so much of every single day. Nope, that's a lie. I do know what it was. It's, pizza, like, pizza pockets. Not Hot Pockets, the little ones. The pizza bites. The little ones. Not the bagel, not like the bagel bites, the little Tostinos. Yeah, pizza rolls. Those I would always buy in bulk. I would get like a shit ton of them. And I like ate that like every day for a while. I would say like mostly when I first came to this world and I was really like holed up in my room. That is what I ate the most of. I ate so many. Like I don't talk much about the time that I spent, the few weeks that were more like a few years really in, you know, because, well, I am a space-time breaking anime girl deity of sorts. So, you know, that some odd time that I spent, you know, watching and reading a bunch of anime and manga that was years worth, that somehow only, you know, elapsed about 2 weeks holed up in that room. It was quite the time. I didn't eat very well, and I didn't treat myself very well, and, well, I'm a deity, I'd like to believe that. It's just a little god complex I have, you know, just in my own head. Don't take it seriously. You were a shut-in? I still am. I still am a shut-in for the most part. I just go out every once in a while because I know it's healthy. You know, I want to live and be a shut-in for longer, so I do healthy stuff so I can be. I would say 90% of the time I am a shut-in. Like, the nice part is that I live in a pretty quiet neighborhood, so I am able to, like, just kind of go out and there still not be a lot of people. So I don't really have to worry about, because I still get really nervous when I'm around a lot of people. So I don't really like going out to big places where there is going to be a ton of people. It's kind of overwhelming. Do I exercise and eat healthy? I do. I need to be better about it because I've been very lacking from being sick. But I am getting back on that grind, yeah. Same-ish, but also because everything is far away and I gotta save money. Oh, that's fair. Human is scary. Human is scary. Yeah, I'd say those 2 weeks felt like a good few years. So I've been a shut-in for a little bit. It's not all that bad though. I don't really mind. Reminds me of Ragnar Crimson. Main character hates being in crowds. I mean, I really don't like being in crowds. I get really nervous when I go outside, just in general. I also, well, I've been mostly also trying to go outside so I can maybe get over being a shut-in as well, because there's a part of me that wants to continue being this way, and then there's the other part of me that wants to be healthy and, you know, like, be a member of society and actually, like, you know, go and do things and be around other people and not feel like I just want to sit in a corner and cry. So I'm working on it. So that is also why I try to go out at least once a week. I forced myself to go out at least once a week, just for a couple hours, so I don't have such, like, crippling anxiety. It's not so bad when I'm just talking to, like, you know, all of you guys, because there's no one in my bedroom, so I don't really have to worry. But talking to someone face to face is very difficult. We believe in you. I hate vid calls, so I did baby steps by unmuting my mic and VCs. Yeah, I'm pretty alright with internet stuff, but over the internet, I'm pretty open and pretty good about it. That's also kind of why I started playing VR chat. Is I go and I talk to people. Sometimes they're weird people, but sometimes they're cool people. I use the internet for stuff like that. So I go on VR chat so I can just talk to random people, and so I can, like, go to really cool worlds. And sometimes the worlds on VR chat, like, inspire me to write, and I also really like to go to the places that are, like, modeled after real life places, because then it's, like, really fun to just, like, experience, because I can't really go there myself. Especially, like, I wish there were more things on VR chat that were directly modeled after, like, Google Maps or, like, real places, so I could go there and I wouldn't have to worry about, like, people. I'm okay talking to people in person, but I'm too shy to talk to others in VR chat. Yeah, I feel like it's one way or the other. You have to make it a smaller scope IRL. Yeah. That's why, like, I mean, I guess the only place I really feel comfortable usually to go is to conventions and talk to people, and that's because I usually just talk to the same group of people at conventions. I have my little convention friends that I've met, and I also I wear cosplay, so it's not me, you know? I can be whoever I want to be, and so it's also not as intimidating. VR replications of real areas? Yeah, that would be really cool. Really looking forward to that SAO world. I mean, if it wouldn't, like, kill me, yes, I would very much enjoy an SAO world. Yeah. Have I seen or heard about Ragnar Crimson? I haven't. No, not really. It's about hunting, killing dragons. No offense. That's okay. That's okay. I like to write. I do like to write. I don't write enough to finish anything. That's something. Sorry. I stretched. That I also need to start doing is actually writing to finish. I mean, I've managed to finish some short stories, but yeah, writing is difficult when you have so many ideas. Mm. Find it hard talking to people mainly because it's very hard to find common interests, plus I have weird mental block with it sometimes. Yeah, that's fair. I'm not very good with casual conversation, so I also tend to not really converse well because I don't do really well with how's the weather kind of things. The hardest step is always starting. It is, yeah. Like fanfics or original stories? Usually original stuff. DILF Isekai release date when? I don't know. I kind of have two things that I'm working on at the same time. And they might wind up merging into one thing, but just with like the characters from other things. Would be interesting to have a writing review stream. It would be fun, yeah. I think honestly, maybe I could have you guys write stuff and then I could review it. But I don't know. I don't want to like review your guys' work because I don't want to be too harsh and hurt your guys' feelings. That's why like I haven't really done anything like that because I'm very honest. I'm very honest, so I might just say it sucks. And I also don't want to force myself to be nice if I think that it sucks, you know? That's part of why I still dress anarchistically. It's a way to be weird and get away with it. I don't understand. I just dress... I don't know what I dress like. I dress pretty casual. Maybe a bit doll-like. I don't know. I am a tomboy, but I am not opposed to being cute. If I am going to go out, I am going to look cute. Because then it'll make me feel a little bit better about myself. What if we write bad on purpose? Man, then I don't even know what to do. Constructive criticism is always welcome. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if everyone always... Some people just get butthurt. I mean, I don't wear armor every day. Not every day, surprisingly, just most days. The compliment sandwich. True, true. Ah! I dropped egg on me. I should cry. I avoid telling friends who I know write more casually because I also like writing. Because I'll be judging them my own standard, which can be quite harsh. Yeah, get egged. What if someone tries to sword fight me while I'm outside? I just use the moe kyun and then they stop. That's my ultimate defense. I would say I'm pretty half and half as far as like being cute and being tomboy. Cause like I like the color pink, and I like stuffed animals, and I like cute dresses, and I like cake. Strawberry shortcake. Some people can't handle when you criticize something they worked hard on. Yeah. Yeah. Just put a disclaimer, then you have no responsibility if they get butt hurt. But I still do, and then I feel bad if they get hurt. To be fair, tomboy with a cute side is the best of both worlds. I agree. That's why I'm not like, I don't have a complex over it. You know, I can shank you with a knife that has a cute little bow on it. Why wouldn't I? You know? You set my house on fire. Moe kyun. It's okay, I have insurance anyways. Oddly enough, a few laws were passed that made carrying a sword or a big knife not necessarily illegal. Oh.
What a good morning. What a nice way to start the day.
The gun barrel having holes like a kitten paw? Someone typed Nya, destroy his chest cavity. Ah. Yeah, that's probably the gun I would have. And I tend to do a lot of deep breathing in the morning too, just to like get my body up and prepared. Do I have breakfast every day? No, I usually don't. I don't have a lot of breakfast usually, no. But I try to. I try to when I wake up early on days that I have to do a lot of work. Today is a day of editing and thinking. Not the pink gun. Oh, it would be pink too, yeah. I've seen at least 3 cute guns in my life online and they're all amazing. Yeah, I mean, I don't particularly feel like I have the need to own a gun. I have Timothy, so I'm fine. At a time where I didn't eat breakfast, the doctor told me to stop. I mean, I rarely eat breakfast. Rarely. And I'm okay. I think. I think I'm okay. I don't know. I mean, I'm not okay, but you know, I'm something. My favorite names for guns and knives are force multipliers and force enhancers. Don't you have magic as well as Timothy? Well, my magic is mostly healing magic. I don't really know a lot of, like, attack magic. No need to fix Blaze. I mean, there's a need to fix, it's just not gonna happen. A lance to a gunfight. A twin blade. Twin blade. Physically okay, mentally the jury's still out. Exactly. She's a healer, but pretty much. May have shot my lungs full of holes, but you know what? You're cute. You get a pass. Lazy Chama, the harmacist. Yeah, that is what I am. I like that, yeah. Chat can fix me, for real, for real. You just made me laugh so hard I coughed my lungs out. I don't know about that one. I think if anything, I'm gonna slowly mess you all up. Necromancer is just a very late healer. No, don't you blush when I say messing you up. I mean, like, you wish. The liquid you will be covered in is not sweat, it will be blood. I love the woman that actually just killed me. Yeah. Even better. Aw, man. Can't believe this has happened. Can't believe this has happened. Toscaroo, for real, for real. Are you sure I'm the one that needs fixing? Are you sure it's not you guys? I think you guys need fixing. Don't worry, chat, I can fix you. Joke's on you, we're into that shit. Let's get broken or fixed together. Can you really? I don't know, I could try. You guys are pretty messed up looking though. I don't know if I can fix that. That's why I see a therapist. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna fix you guys. I'm gonna sign you all up for therapy. That's the next stream. The next stream is how to call your insurance and talk and get a therapy appointment set up. That's the how-to stream. I'm not broken, but I am broke. Can you fix that? As soon as you fix the fact that I am both broken and broke, I'll fix your broke if you fix mine. Probably just run around my therapist in that case. Why would you run around them? Scared my therapist? That's not good. I'm in the party of not having my flesh bubble not being popped by a sharp object. That's fair, that's fair. Group therapy? Oh, no. I hate group therapy. Hate group therapy. No group therapy for us. That's not what we're doing. Ah! I burped a little bit. Whoops. It's in my bucket list to confuse a therapist. I think I've already, like, crossed several things off your bucket list then. You know, when you suffer the mental trauma I've been through, yeah, counseling is kind of inevitable. But that's okay. Counseling is what keeps your mind healthy if you are open to it. Teaches you. If you're self-aware with therapy, then you will be able not to know, quote-unquote, what's wrong with you, because there's nothing wrong with you first and foremost if you need therapy or medication. It's about the coping skills, and knowing how to move on with your life is really the best thing that therapy can do for people. Thank you, Envy, for the super chat. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's at least how I view therapy and medication and all of that. It, like, because there are people that go for the point of, like, finding out why they are the way they are, and then there are people that go to figure out what to do next, you know? Because, yeah, you can't undo a memory. There's no changing the past kind of thing. So it's all about kind of learning not even to accept, like, the trials and tribulations that you face, just knowing how to handle them. Because you don't really, like, have to... You don't really have to, like, accept things, you know? Because that's just giving up. Acceptance is bullshit. It's just dealing with. How can you tell if you've progressed? I would say the best way that you can tell in therapy if you've progressed at all, if you felt like you haven't been progressing, is try to think of your thought patterns and the things that you do every day. If you're still doing the same things and thinking the same exact way and feeling the same exact way that you did, like, when you started, like, however long ago, like, and I'm saying, like, at least if it's been, like, a year, and you've been genuinely working at it, then maybe you're not getting the therapy that you need. But if at least, like, your thought patterns are starting to change and the way that you behave is starting to adjust a little bit, I would say that means you've progressed. And you also you can't always stop the thought patterns. Sometimes it's just the way that you react to yourself is the most important. Like, you're never going to stop, like, so if you have, like, because, you know, I mean, we can be honest, a lot of people, perhaps me included, we have self-worth issues. And you're never going to stop thinking to yourself, like, oh, you're never gonna sit there one day and be like, oh, I'm good enough now. Oh, everyone likes me. There's never, you're not gonna, like, that's not gonna happen. You're never going to think like a person that doesn't have self-confidence issues because you're not that person. But what's going to happen instead is you're going to think to yourself, I'm not worth anything, and then you're gonna pause and you're gonna go, well, I know that's just me thinking that and it's not true. And that's what therapy teaches you to do. Therapy teaches you to convince yourself that you're full of shit. Therapy teaches you to gaslight yourself. That's what therapy therapy does. Therapy teaches you how to gaslight yourself into not being a piece of shit anymore. You're never gonna stop thinking. You're never gonna stop thinking that everything sucks and life sucks and everyone sucks. You're never gonna stop feeling that way. You're just gonna go, man, this is bullshit. I'm gonna go in the bath and play some Arknights and then everything will be fine. Fuck this. And then you're just gonna, yeah. That's really what you gotta do. And that's how you be more happy in life, is you just accept things as they are. Well, that is the only acceptance, I guess, that you can do. You accept that nothing can be accepted. And that you just gotta fucking not get so wound up about stuff all the time. And then you just fuck it, we ball. You know? If you ignore problems long enough, they go away. No, they don't. You can't ignore them. That's the thing. Recognizing that you have issues and not dealing with them is not the same as ignoring them. Knowing that you have these issues and then slowly working towards gaslighting yourself into not believing yourself anymore, that's where it's at. Just straight up ignoring is not the way to go. You shouldn't just ignore and do nothing, because you're gonna find yourself continuously falling back into that cycle of thinking negative thoughts. So that's why when you think negative thoughts, you just gotta tell yourself, just think about how stupid you are. That's what I do, honestly, because I'm such a pessimistic person that I can't, like, tell myself everything's fine, you know? Like, you sit there and you're sad, and you can't tell yourself, oh, everything's gonna be fine, because you don't fucking believe that. What you do is you gaslight and you belittle yourself instead. You look at yourself and you say, this is stupid. You're sitting here crying over something that's really stupid. Get up, stop crying. Things are gonna be fine. Are you dying? No. Okay, get up. And that's how I deal with it, which maybe, like, isn't the healthiest thing in the world, but it works for me. And I mean, obviously, like, here's the thing, though. As you continuously, like, look at yourself and more or less, you know, like, talk yourself out of being upset, it'll get easier and easier, and then you'll get less upset less often. Because while you might not immediately stop thinking, like, all those negative thoughts, you'll eventually, your brain will just delete them automatically, because it's like, I know I'm gonna bully myself about this, it's not even worth thinking about. And then that's when you really start winning, because then you literally aren't thinking those bad thoughts anymore. Because you just eventually, you know, it just became more of a hassle. Like, honestly, I wasted more time crying all the time, so I just stopped. I wasted so much time feeling sorry for myself and living in my trauma that I just got sick and tired of the people I was hurting and the time that I was wasting. And so I just decided that enough was enough, and that I didn't want to be that way anymore. And I think that's really when your true, like, healing in therapy, or just healing in general, starts to happen. You just realize that the state that you were in was stupid, and it's time to be a better person. And for some people, that really just is what it is. You just have to get so done with yourself that you just start to actually improve. Because some people will try to improve, but find themselves incapable of improving. And I found myself like that for a long time. I found myself incapable of improving. And I eventually just got so fed up with feeling like shit and hurting the people that I loved around me that I just was like, I'm done with this. I'm done with the way that this makes me feel. And I can't do this anymore. And yeah, that's where you find the most improvement, is when you're just fucking done. And I feel like everyone does eventually get to that point, especially if you're actively thinking about it all of the time. Like, there is something to say for, like, being sad quite often, because then you're always thinking about it, right? And if you're very, like, if you're willing to actually face yourself honestly, and you sit there and you go, why am I like this? What is wrong with me? and you sit and you go, okay, well, this happened to me, and this happened to me, and this made me feel this way. And you eventually, you talk with yourself enough, and that's how you get done with your own bullshit, is you talk to yourself enough that you start to almost regard, like, that depressed or upset part of yourself as another person. And that's when you're finally able to look at yourself and go, hey, I don't like you very much. I think I need to stop hanging out around you. And as soon as you can stop hanging out around your depressed self, that's when some improvement starts to happen. You have to get so sad. You have to really become entwined with your own deepest, darkest emotions. That's why ignoring it isn't helping. Like, if anything, get as close as you can to the darkest parts of your soul. And really just, like, think about the things that make you upset and the things that make you feel the way that you feel. And if you come to the conclusion, well, is there anything I can do about this thing? And the longer and longer you realize, no, there's nothing I can do about it, or, oh, hey, there is something I can do about it, maybe I should try. That is, again, when you start to figure out how to heal. Because you either accept that there's nothing that can be done, and so you eventually get over it, or you don't accept that you can't fix it, and you fix it. Or, well, you not fix it, but you make it easier to deal with. Yeah. I've had a lot of experience with, you know, going through some stuff. As you all know from my very happy lore, I went through a bit of a traumatic experience for a little bit, and it changed the way that I thought, and it warped my thinking, and it warped my personality. And then when I got to this world, while everything was a lot better than it was before, I was still left with a lot of holes inside of my person, you know? And so, yeah. At the risk of sounding cold or messed up, how do we go from tsundere Blaze to therapy? I don't know. As someone that was going through it, I could simply say 100%, but most people love to ignore it, or just take some pills because it helps to ignore it. I mean, yeah, I think you should never take medication just to ignore something. Medication, you take medication to get, I like to call it like a fog. Depression is a fog. Any form of all of that is it's all a fog. And you take medicine not to get rid of the fog. You take the medicine so you can get out of the fog. So you can look back at the fog and be like, I gotta clean that shit up, like, right now. It's never gonna fix anything. Because, like, one of the most interesting things that I heard about, like, medication in regards to depression, and just depression in general, is that depression comes in two like, sorts. It's your own state of being and your mind, and obviously maybe the chemicals in your body, etc., etc. And then it's also the way that you live. So you can stop feeling depressed, but if you still live like a depressed person, you're not going to get any better. So that's why, like, as soon as you start to take medication and you start to feel better, you need to actually start, like, thinking about yourself and not ignoring yourself and your situation. Because if you stay in the same situation, sure, you're gonna be slightly less depressed, but you're still in the same situation. So you have to not live the same way as you were before. Because then you're just going to go back into the fog. Going to therapy for phobias? Oh, that's understandable. I've never been to therapy, like, for phobias. But I do know that I do have, like, a slight germophobia. It's mostly just, like, with outside stuff. I'm fine in my own house, but I really get really germophobic when I go outside. That's another reason why I don't like people, because people are very dirty to me. That's why I don't really like, I don't really get into any relationships with people. Either that's why I don't really have any relationship other than, like, friends, because people I just find to be disgusting. Like as far as like a germ standpoint. Yeah. The worst part of germophobia is being lazy with cleaning. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I definitely, I'm not a messy person in the sense that I, like, have food trash, but I do, like, my books are everywhere, my clothes can get everywhere. To that extent, I can be a bit messy, but I don't, like, yeah. I don't really get, like, I don't really do, like, a lot of, like, nasty mess, because then that is just nasty and dirty. People are dirty? Wait, I am a people. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of touching people. I don't really do hugs. I don't really do any of that very much. I don't like touching doorknobs. If my jacket, like, falls on the floor in public, I won't put it back on. My purse can't touch the ground either. I'm usually okay sitting places as long as it looks visibly clean. But if it looks even slightly visibly dirty, then I would rather stand. I'm usually okay with that. I don't like, I went through a point where I had to bring my own silverware and stuff when I went to restaurants. I've gotten over that. But yeah, no, it used to be a lot worse. I would bring my own silverware and cups everywhere, like in my bag. Yeah, I couldn't like go to restaurants and eat off of their stuff. No. I have to use the sleeve of my sweater shirt to open up doors. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Really, the all-around pack? No, it's not really that. It's not really that good. If anything, it's quite annoying. It's quite annoying because, like, I used to be much more of a outdoorsy type. I went outdoors and I climbed trees and I did all sorts of crazy shit when I was a kid. But then at some point, I just stopped and I became such, like, an inside kid, and I just became, like, kind of afraid and not a fan of everything. Yeah. Maya Hydro homie, you seem to drink a lot of water, which is really good. Yeah, I drink a lot of water. It keeps my skin nice and keep me hydrated. And I don't really drink usually much else except for water. Every once in a while, but a shut-in? Yeah. Became a shut-in. And I mean, to some extent, I was also a bit of a shut-in still when I lived in the Peaks. I obviously, I had Sky, but I still was, I guess, I was a shut-in in the sense that I was always kind of around the castle. I really only talked to Sky and my parents and, like, some of the other people that worked around there. But, yeah, I never, like, really went into town or saw anyone else. I never did any of that. So I was, to some extent, still a bit more of a shut-in before, but when I came to this world, I exclusively, like, stayed in my room for the most part, and I didn't really talk much. It was, yeah. But I was able to talk to Haven, all the girls in Haven and all my senpais, and I was able to see Sky, so it made everything a lot better, and it made it so I was able to eventually come out of my room. What a personable morning. I have to get going for now, but I've had a lot of fun talking to you guys this morning. Let's pick someone to raid. Let's see. Where should we go? Let's go to... Let's see. We got ASMR, horror game marathon, or yandere simulator. Where would you guys like to go? We got Ramelia, Fuyo, or Sudi. I don't think we've been to Fuyo in a while. We're gonna go from like a chill stream to a random assortment of horror games. Yeah, we're gonna go check out some horror games. That's what we're gonna do. Ah. Yandere Simulator is a name I haven't heard in a while. Yeah. Yeah, let's go hang out with Fuyo. I will see every newbie tomorrow. Wait. Ah! Oh my god, I forgot to change. I forgot to change the tip thing. And so I got Chippy Chippy Choppa Choppa jump scared. I got Chippy Chippy Choppa jump scared. Thank you, Edvi, for the tip. Keep it up, Blaze. Hopefully things will get better for you soon. Yeah, things have been going pretty well, so... Thank you guys so much for hanging out today. And I won't see you guys tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow's Monday, right? Let me check my schedule. Yeah, I won't, I won't see you guys tomorrow. I'm taking another day off tomorrow. But I will be back on Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday, and then every day the rest of next week. And I will have the schedule up for you guys in just a little bit. And I will see everybody on Tuesday. Have a good rest of your day.